Okay, thanks for watching. So what we're going to look at today is a few simple 6-point checks for business owners and non-tech people to have a quick look at their website, just to see if they have got any glaring SEO or SEM problems with their website. So to start off, the first thing you want to actually look for is, are you appearing at the top of the search engines for your company name? Simple check, shove your company name into Google. If you're not at the top of the search engine results pages, you have some fairly serious problems. Now, there's very, very few companies which are going to suffer from this problem, usually very, very small or very, very kind of niche websites which have got that problem. Or if you're perhaps Jones and Sons Butchers, you might struggle. But for 99% of the companies out there, you should be appearing, if not at the first position, at least the top 2 positions of the search engine results pages. So at the same token, just because you are appearing at the top doesn't mean that you don't have any problems. We meet companies all the time who are very kind of self-congratulatory that yes, I appear at the top. I appear at the top of Google search results already. I don't need any SEO. Well, when you ask them what they appear at the top for, they kind of get a little bit more hazy. It's all well and good appearing at the top when people are actually looking for your company in the first place, i.e. for your company name. But if you're not appearing at the top for the services or the goods that you offer, then you're just missing out on sale after sale. But the second thing to look for is, do you have unique, well-written meta descriptions? Now, your meta descriptions have got nothing to do with search engine optimization. You aren't going to appear any higher up the search rankings just because you have a meta description written. Now, if you again look at just the search results pages where your website's appearing, those 2 lines underneath the title of the clickable title to go onto your web page, do they look like they have been written by humans specifically to appear there? Now, Google will always put something in that space. Usually it's a little bit of random relevant text, or it's the first couple of lines of text off the web page. There's a few other kind of things, so you might get it wrong, but you don't need to worry about that. But what your meta description is, your 10-second opportunity to convince the person who's made that search query why they should pick your site as opposed to the people above or below you. So it's an open goal. It doesn't take long to write meta descriptions. The other thing to think about is that every single web page on your site should have its own individual description, because every single web page on your site is trying to attract a different visitor for a different search query. But just checking that they're written at all, fairly easy to check. If they haven't been done they haven't been done in a unique way, then that's indicative of other problems throughout the site. Thirdly, title tags. Now, title tags are pretty important in terms of describing to Google what your website is about in terms of its relevance. So to kind of put that in English, if you have a website which is selling widgets and you sell blue widgets, and on the blue widgets page, the title tag should say blue widgets. On the red widgets page it should say red widgets, and so on and so forth. Now, to check you do have title tags written, just go on every single web page throughout your site, and you will see it appear usually at the top of the browser bar. So, if you're using Chrome, it'll be on the tab at the top. On Firefox, it's probably going to be on the menu bar. Again, if you're using tab browsing up there, it's also shown on the search engine results pages. So, just have a flick through your website. If you can't see unique descriptive title tags, different on every single page, then that's a fairly major problem, and again, it indicates other problems throughout your site which you're likely not be able to spot. The fourth thing is canonicalization issues. Now, long word, difficult to understand, very, very technical, not a huge amount of time to fix, but sometimes it just takes a little bit of expertise to fix. You don't need to worry about that for the purpose of this. All you need to understand is how on earth you know you've got these kind of problems. Now, the easiest way to do this is if you just go onto your home page any page on your website, and click the home button, or usually also your logo in the top left hand corner, it will take you back to the home page. Now the address of that, if we go back to the widgets.co.uk, now if the address of that page is anything other than www.widgets.co.uk, then you've got a problem. If it says /home or /index or / anything, you have canonicalisation issues. You need to get that sorted out pretty sharpish. The same goes for if you can't remove the www dot. So again, widgets.co.uk, if you take away the www dot and it just takes you back to the same page and doesn't return you back to the w dot, then you have canonicalisations issues. Not quite as serious as the / home or index thing, but again, you just need to check it out. So easy thing to check. You know, if you need someone to sort it out, then you need to give it a call. Fifthly, a clear call to action. Now, it's kind of marketing speak, but I mean the way I kind of always check it out is if you can't navigate throughout your web pages without having to read the text to understand where you want to go to next, then you don't really have a clear enough call to action. Look at all the sort of big websites. If you go to Apple, or if you go to, I'm sure if you go to Nike or those sort of things, you go navigate through their web page and you pretty much be able to see what they want you to do. Remember, the purpose of your website is to sell something. You know, unless you're Wikipedia or unless you're the NHS or something like that, you are trying to get people to sign up for a newsletter or get in touch with you or buy something or telephone you or whatever. Every single web page is trying to get that user to do something. If you don't have a clear call to action, you're far less likely to do it. Now again, this has got nothing to do with SEO, this is more to do with marketing and making sure your conversions of visitors to sales is as high as possible. So something you definitely need to check out. Most websites suffer from this kind of problem. The final thing is analytics. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about with analytics, you certainly need someone to support you in your search engine marketing efforts. What analytics does is gives you the information of how your users are finding your site, where they're coming from, how long they're spending on there, what pages they've looked at, where they've left to, have they bought, where they come from in the world, all sorts of information. Absolutely vital for anybody who owns a business, owns a website, or needs that kind of information. It's so important that you understand what this data means and also understand how that fits in to your entire search marketing efforts. So if you don't understand what I mean by analytics, you need help. If you haven't seen the analytics report or don't understand how to use them, you need help. To see if you've actually got analytics on your website in the first place, to do that you go onto any web page on your site, right click and just click on view source or view, depends on which browser, but basically view source. Search for the word analytics. Now you can just scroll down and try and find the word analytics, or if you press Control F, that brings up a search bar and just type in the word and it'll find the analytics code on the site. So as long as you've got the code on there, the data is being recorded. But of course, it might be being recorded, but as a business owner, if you're not actually viewing that and working out the data, then it's a complete waste of time. So very, very simple. Not all to do with the search engine optimization, something to do with marketing. And even though you have all these 6 points in place, these are only kind of very, very broad level, very kind of easy things to check. Even if you have all these things in place, it's very, very likely that you are going to need some sort of support. I mean, as I say, I am like a search engine zealot, so I hand on heart, every single website, doesn't matter how good or how bad it is, will benefit from some sort of search engine optimization or some sort of search marketing support. So hopefully that's kind of useful for you. Any questions, there's the comments below, or just give us an email. Thanks for watching.